Howdy folks, how are y'all doing? My name is Reese and welcome back to the Minecraft 2025 Let's Play Adventure, where today we are working in the garden. I'm just watering the plants and getting ready for the next harvest. We brought in a lot of wheat earlier and now I'm experimenting with flowers. Wait a minute, this isn't Minecraft! Alright, that's a dumb introduction. We are going to play Minecraft today. This is Near Replicant, and I just wanted to say that if you enjoy my Minecraft series and you've ever wanted to watch me play something else, I'm currently streaming through, I mean, not at this exact moment, maybe, I don't know when you're going to watch this. Certainly not when it goes live. When this video goes live, I'm going to be in bed, but if you're ever interested in watching me stream, you can head over to youtube.com/@HowdyFolksLP. There should be a link in the description if I remember to put it there. But you can also just look up Howdy Folks LP. That's where I do Let's Plays of things that aren't Minecraft. And I'm currently streaming my way through Near Replicant for the first time. And we do have plans to do Near Automata as well. Probably after maybe Wu Chang Fallen Feather, which I'm thinking I'm going to play. We'll see. That should be out. Actually, is that game out today? Now that all the plants are watered, I guess we'll switch over to Minecraft. Should I explain what this game is? Because it's not, like, that's like a side thing that you can do. It's mostly about fighting shades and trying to rescue our sister. It's a good time. There we are. That's the world we're used to. Kinda. Distant Horizons is on the fritz because we finally updated to 1.21.7. 1.21.8 is all out now as well, so most of the mods have been updated for 1.21.8, so I think we will be moving over to that in the very near future. As of right now, though, very similar to when we updated to 1.21.6, we have to decide between Distant Horizons and shaders. They're not working together. Also, Lighty, still not lighting properly. So I don't know what the problem is there, but hopefully all of that will be sorted out in the near future. And for now, I figured we would stick with shaders, and we're also going to stick with what's been working. That is to say, we're going to continue what we've been working on. As of right now, we have this beautiful staircase that I'm not using for some reason, which leads us down to here, where we've got our lovely little path that takes us over to here. And I've been contemplating this. I've been thinking long and hard about this. I'm not so sure we should have a path between these two. I feel like in between here and in between there, like it's weird that this staircase just suddenly exists. I felt the same way about it when it was up here, where we just had a regular path suddenly connect up to this staircase, and I've kind of just lived with it, but I figured if we made the staircase a bit more substantial, I might be more okay with it, and one of the ways we might do that is by actually clearing out the mountain here, and actually having a proper stone path go through here, as well as a bit of a retaining wall here. And I don't know if I'm going to like it or if I'm going to hate it. I don't know how you folks at home are going to feel about it. Something else I don't know how you folks are going to feel about is the idea of introducing another series to the channel. So right now, we basically have two Minecraft series going concurrently. Minecraft 2025, which happens every day, and Tekkit SMP, which kind of exists, but not often, because honestly, it's hard. It's really hard. It was a lot easier when Micah lived right down the road from me. Micah doesn't live right down the road from me anymore. So it's pretty hard, and normally when we do end up hanging out together, it is later in the evening. Neither of us want to record. We just want to hang out, chat, maybe watch some Death Note. We've been watching our way through that. Crazy show, by the way. Lots of fun. But you really don't want to record when you're not feeling it. If you've never tried, first off, if you're not familiar with recording, let me assure you it's a bit of a process. It's not difficult, assure. What does that mean? Let me assure you, recording isn't hard. It's not hard at all to hit the button and start going, but what is kind of difficult, or what can be kind of tricky, is keeping up your energy and keeping up a positive attitude and actually trying to be entertaining. If you're having to try, it's a lot harder. Now, I'm not claiming to be, you know, let me cover my bases here. I'm not claiming to be hugely entertaining at all. What I am saying, though, is that I don't typically, when I record, have to try to keep up a commentary, try to keep up a discussion. Sure, sometimes, like, these videos videos, we've had single episodes that took 3 hours to record. And particularly when it's sort of a repetitive project like placing sand, yeah, I'm not going to be able to kind of keep up a running dialogue through that whole thing, and it's going to mostly end up being cut out in the edit. So that's a bit of a different situation. But when you're recording with someone else, you want to keep up that running dialogue. You don't want any silences, because then it just gets kind of awkward and weird. Which is why if you've ever watched one of mine and Micah's videos with Tech at SMP, you'll know that editing tends to be pretty minimal, pretty mild. They pretty much are just record and then cut that down. Like, editing for one of those videos takes substantially less time, because it's like 15 to 20 minutes. You just got to figure out, like, okay, what's the starting point for this? Where does the conversation start? What, between 15 and 20 minutes, what's a good ending point? At what point do I need to switch between cameras? That's probably what takes the most time, is just switching between mine and Micah's camera to determine kind of what the best angle is for the given action at any given moment. And also setup. With those, the multi-cameras and all of the extra effects and stuff that go on screen, like, it's not a complicated edit. I don't want to try to, like, mischaracterize it. Please understand, it's very basic. But the setup is probably, like, getting it all put together in the timeline. By the time you start cutting, like, putting it all together takes about as long as editing. Like, if you record for an hour and a half, and we get maybe 5-6 videos out of that, the time it takes to get it all assembled in the timeline is probably equal to the time it takes to cut down one of those videos. Boy, I feel like I'm rambling, but you should get the general idea there based on that it's pretty quick and easy, and I enjoy it. But where was I going with that? I actually don't remember. Oh, we need to probably add another episode, or another series to this channel. Tech at SMP is not canceled, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon, and we will record more in the future, trust me. It's just a matter of when. Not if, when. And we will figure that out hopefully soon. But Mike and I will continue to play that. But I need to probably add something else because, as mentioned in a previous episode, this series is kind of for me. I just wanted to do this, and I understand it's not going to be super popular, and that's okay. Not everyone wants to watch a guy who barely understands how vanilla works play vanilla every day. I really am appreciative of all the folks who do watch, and I got a lot of really lovely comments from folks on the last couple of videos where we've discussed that, and I just wanted to give a shout out to all of you and say thank you for that. I really do appreciate it. With that said, basically, I want to get the numbers up because the channel's fallen a little bit behind. It was pretty strong when we started with Twilight Exile last year, and then with the release of the Tech at SMP series, it got a really big bump. That's what got us to monetization and all of that, which was fantastic. And then with the start of this series, things were okay at first, and they've kind of slacked off a little bit. And I want to try to get the numbers back up, and I have a couple of different ways that I know pretty much foolproof we can do that. So there's going to be some videos that aren't necessarily a part of any kind of series that are going to come out soon. That should give us some nice, like, long-term numbers. I'm talking about kind of evergreen content. I've made videos like that on this channel before. We're going to be making some more, maybe release some over, like, weekends, have them come out on Saturdays. And then I have another idea for a type of content that can be made. I'm considering a new Let's Play series, a new modded Let's Play series. And I don't want to say what it's going to be, because I have not completely nailed down exactly what I want to do, but there is one thing that I feel like a lot of folks would like to see, and it's something that I almost feel like I owe folks at this point. So I've got this idea for an upcoming modded series that I would like to launch in August, and I don't want to make promises because, you know, once you make promises, then people have expectations. And if you don't follow through on those, like, it's one thing that people are upset, but also it's disappointing for me when I don't follow through on my promises. You know what I mean? Like, I feel bad about it. So I want to be careful here. I'm trying to figure out exactly how to lay this out, and I'm thinking that is not it. Down here, it just transitions into pathway, whereas this looks silly. I don't think we can do that. I'm okay with this. I think this is fine. I'm not really sure what else we would do other than the wood. Just have pale oak logs all along here, which we could do. But something else we need to do is we need to have fence kind of going down here. And we don't really know exactly how we are going to redesign the farms. But for right now, let's just say it goes to right there. And then this is where maybe we have the path come back in. So let's just use regular dirt. And we will have the path there like so. And then, boop, there we go. Perfect. Right out into the garden. And maybe we do leave that down there. I would like to use a different block. Or would I? Do you like how I'm asking you as if you would know what it is I would like to do? I don't even know what I would like to do. And I'm me. I have the clearest insights into my brain, and I can't even tell you what's going on up there. I also hate that I'll sit down to record these with an idea in my mind of what I want to talk about, and then I feel like I can't express the idea properly. I don't know what that is. You know, I kind of had really strong feelings. I was like, okay, we're going to come in here. I'm going to tell them that this is the way it's got to be. We've got to do something a little bit different. And then that just kind of fell apart. So I like the lanterns. I like this. I think this is fine. I kind of like the pale oak logs. Maybe we stick with them. Even though that's not really a thing once you get down here to the paths, I don't really know what else to do, because I think just having more stone bricks is a bit messy. I definitely don't want that. I don't know if I like the stairs over here, though. We do want a retention wall style kind of over here, but do we want to do it maybe with the actual, like, logs? Those might look kind of silly sticking up out of the ground. See, that looks just kind of messy. So we definitely don't want to do that. So we're going to immediately get rid of that. We cannot do wall, right? I know that that's an idea that a lot of you are thinking, Reese, why don't you just run the wall along there? And I hear you, right? I get it. It seems like it'd be a good idea, but look at that. It's immediately a problem. It's immediately an issue. So we're not going to do that. Maybe, you know what? The more I'm looking at it, the more I'm thinking I did like the stairs. The more I'm thinking this was a bit of a look. This was a bit of a design. And yes, there's gaps in it now. Oh, you know what we could do is we could use it... Well, I was going to say we could use a different material stair, like pale oak stairs. But my issue with that is that if we do pale oak stairs, it might... I want... Like, it looks good, if you kind of squint, that this and this are the same material. And I did hear a villager... Oh my goodness me, look at that. What's up, my guy? Why are you invisible? You hear weird things happen to guys who come to this island? Yeah, that's true, though. That is true. Well, you don't have anything I want, unfortunately, for you, so I'm not really going to be trading anything with you today. I am going to be taking your leads, though, in the only way that I know how. It's a great tragedy that it has to be this way. I'm not happy about it. I know you're bummed about it, but it's just the way that it's got to be. I need those leads more than you do. What's up, axolotls? I was wondering if any of them had gone back down the tunnel again. I almost wonder if we oughtn't to do brick stairs on here, on this side as well. But I do think the walls look better. The great news is that anything we do is reversible. We don't have to stick with literally anything we do here today. And if we decide that there's a design we like a little bit better, we can switch to it. So first off, we are going to do the grass like that right there. Have all of that filled in. And then right over here... That's fine. That's fine. We don't need to do anything about that. I think that's okay. Yeah, you know what? I think it's alright. I think it's okay. I mean, maybe we do these long ways? You know what? These don't even really need to be down there. That can just be the grass. I don't even know why I felt the need to put anything there in the first place, when it can just as easily be that between these, there's just grass. And that might be sort of the best thing we can do. Oof, it's not, though. It certainly isn't. What was that? Did y'all see that as well? What? Oh, it was a block trying to push its way through there. Yeah, that's not the way right there. That is not the way. Unless that makes it look better if we do something else over here. You know what? Maybe? Potentially? No. You know what? We're rolling it back. What about long way logs? What about logs like lying down on the ground? How do we feel about that? Obviously, I cooked it right there in the middle, but we can correct it. That is a concept. That is, in fact, a concept. That is, in fact, an idea that I think I like. I'm glad we thought about that one just then, right there at the end. I'm glad that we all came together. We combined our brain power. Do you see me up here? Do you know that I'm here? No shot you know that I'm here. It looks like he's looking right at me. I'm so far away from him. Why would he even be paying attention to me? I'm just up here doing my thing. I'm just a normal girl trying to live my life and do right. Well, I can't remember what she says. Have y'all ever seen Vitaly Versace's classic, Oh, The Last Vampire on Earth? I made my friend Trace and Grant watch that entire movie, but it was by accident. I didn't actually think they would do it. I just turned it on as a joke, and they sat through the whole thing. No regrets. So I was going to build this wall up even more, but I think what I'll do instead, because that might start to look messy after a while, is we'll just kind of like redo this section. There we go. To make it look like that's all that's needed there. And in fact, we might need to smooth this out a little bit more. Well, there we go. Something like that. That's pretty good. And then once, you know what? We could wait for grass to grow here, but to speed things along, we'll just break all this dirt. And we will, well, we're not going to replace it with grass. We're actually going to collect all this dirt all the way down. And we'll replace... well, excuse me, hold on. I've had a better idea. We'll backfeed all of this in with the stone blocks. A block that we have an abundance of and that we can have basically an infinite amount of because it's just regular old stone that you walk over and you kind of run through the machine, run it through the process. There we go. And now we have more dirt. We now have more dirt than when we started, which is great. And I've got easy access to a whole bunch of bone meal. So we're going to get some bone meal here. And we are going to... I basically, anytime I, harvest at the farm, I take the excess seeds and I just toss them in there. And we'll fill all that back in, kind of make it look a little bit nicer. There we go. Yeah, this is way better. I still wish it connected up to the... excuse me? Well, this is unusual. That's never happened before. Okay, I'll tell you what. We'll figure that out. We'll go ahead and we'll disable shaders. Brace yourselves. Yeah. Turn on lighty. There is no... Oh, that's right. I think I even remember that from a previous video, looking up here and noticing that. We need to figure out lighting up here. We desperately need to figure out lighting. Oh, thank goodness. The way God intended Minecraft to look when he created the heavens and the earth. And he put Adam and Eve in the garden. He said, and lo, this is how Minecraft should look. A lot of people will say that's like blasphemy or something, but it's obviously a joke. And God created humor, so God knows that it's a joke. Relax. Relax, or show me in the Bible where it says, he shall not make humor. You can't do it. Something really stupid you'll oftentimes hear elderly people say is that it never talks in the Bible about how Jesus laughs or tells jokes. That's how you know he was a serious man, and laughter's actually bad, or humor is bad. It's better to be miserable and frown all the time and have no fun, and listen to hymns in church with no drums, and never make a joke during the sermon because it's supposed to be serious, because God's serious. It doesn't say that Jesus laughed in the Bible, and the devil probably laughs at you when you tell jokes in church because he knows you're going straight to hell. Elderly people are miserable. We're planting grass. We still don't even know if this place is properly lit up. Like, I have to assume that it is, based on the fact that we've not seen a bunch of monsters spawn around here, but I don't know. Well, also, a lot of this is going to get torn back down in the future, because in the future we're going to come back through here and build, like, houses and big hills to put libraries on, and have a bunch of villagers living out here. Let's not do too sparse, or let's do a little bit more sparse, I should say. It doesn't need to be so dense, mainly because we are running out of bone meal, and I don't want to have to go get more. I want to finish it all with what I've got. And you might think that that would mean that I'm going to be a little bit more sparing than I currently am, but apparently not, because I'm using just as much as I was before per square meter. We might have to go get some more. Because I think once we're done here with these 5, it's going to be pretty obvious what spots are missing. Yeah, well, you know what? Not too badly. No, that is pretty obvious. I wish there was less double grass. That's irritating. Okay, here we go. One there. One right there in the middle. Let's go see what that looks like. I just had a horrifying moment where I realized I don't remember hitting the record button, but I did. Because I was like, oh no, the last 24 minutes of my life was all for nothing. But it was recording. You know what? From up here, it's not that bad. You can't tell from up here. Meanwhile, the staircase looks like this from up here. I don't know if this is going to be the best cutscene, or the best thumbnail. Also, it's moving by really quickly. I'm always trying to catch my thumbnails during recording so I don't have to come back and get them later. we really need to do something about this farm. I do like how we keep getting distracted from like one project to the next, though. It keeps getting worse. There's a thumbnail or two in there. Because we started off like, okay, we'll extend all of this. We'll have a big island. Okay, no, hold on. Let's build that. Okay, wait, no, hold on. Let's work in the basement. Okay, wait, no, let's cover this up. Okay, wait, no, hold on. Let's build a staircase. Okay, no, let's put down some grass. Okay, wait, no, we gotta dig a tunnel. Oh, wait, okay, wait, no, hold on. We gotta figure out right over here how to connect that bit of the island up with this part of the island, which I'm thinking is just like a straight shot there. And then up here, terrace. We're doing terraced gardens. It's gonna look great. You're gonna walk through here and you're gonna have little squares with different crops growing. And it's gonna be lovely. We're going for nature, but manicured. Manicured nature. That's the design aesthetic. I don't like this. It's only just occurred to me how sharp that edge is. Fixing that'll be a problem for later, though. Until next time, thank you folks for watching. God bless each and every single one of you. If you want to watch me play Nier Replicant, I almost forgot the name of the game, head over to youtube.com/@HowdyFolksLP. I'll see y'all next one. Bye!